I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. We're talking about Big Brother. This season is, interesting so far.
I was like, where are you going with that, David?
There's just a lot of things that the internet is upset about, and I share those frustrations.
Right.
And
there's plenty to be frustrated about.
Right.
But I do stand by that there is some decent gaming happening.
There definitely is. And I think we just need to get a couple of people out, and then I think that this season will hopefully even out a little bit.
Well, we're not getting those people out anytime soon.
No time soon. But don't lose hope, people. There's still hope for a good season here.
Yeah, I haven't lost any hope, even though it's like, where are we going,
right.
guys?
But we're going to recap Sunday's episode, and then we're going to get into some spoilers as we do.
Yes!
So Sunday's episode starts with David and Ovi are back in the game, right?
Right, we've just been told about Camp Comeback.
Yeah.
The house is like, oh my god, yay, you get to stay.
Right, they're all like feigning excitement.
Right.
Yeah.
And the guys find their little room and whatever, and Christy has manifested
of course.
this. So
Didn't I tell you I manifested this?
Thank goodness we have Christy for this kind of stuff.
Yes. But we see David sort of having his initial conversations with people.
Jackson has to do damage control
for both of these guys.
Sure, exactly.
Yes.
Ovi, come on.
We're good,
right? Come on, I
tried. I did my best to help you. And Ovi's like, listen, man, like, no hard feelings.
Sure.
Like, I still want to work with you and Jack. Like, it's all good.
And genuinely, at this time, I think Ovi believed that. I don't know why, because he was just evicted.
Unanimously.
He's like, you're my boys.
Yeah.
Course.
David is also having a conversation with Jackson, and he's just kind of like, so, like, what's the deal? Like, what happened? What happened? And David's just kind of trying to make his way into the game because he hasn't gotten a chance to play yet. He doesn't know these people.
Right. I mean, Jackson knows he banished David.
Yeah.
So he's like, I get it. Like, you might be upset.
I don't blame you for hard feelings.
David's just like, So I don't know how great Jackson's damage control overall really was, but he had to do it, so he gave it a shot.
Yeah, he's on the ropes.
We also see Kat
have a conversation with David.
Now, she was sent to do that by Jackson and Holly and part of the Ace.
Sure.
To sort of infiltrate.
On the show, they made it seem like she's just the most clueless Big Brother player that has ever played.
She was lying. She was specifically lying, but luckily David's like, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, we see a very important conversation between Nicole and Ovi. And this was like, thank God for Nicole in this game.
We got an accurate edit.
Oh.
This is true.
Yes, this is how it went down. So Nicole kind of blows up the Jax game.
Yes. Well, Ovi needed to hear that.
He needed to hear it.
I mean, honestly, Nicole could have done this before the eviction vote.
Right.
But whatever. At least she finally was like, come on, dude.
Dude, like, pay attention. These guys are, like, after you. And Ovi says, even Jack? And she's like,
but how about Jack?
Listen to me, Ovi. Yes, both of them. Like, she kind of has to feed it into his head. Yeah.
No, Ovi.
No.
Yeah, and then he says, like, so did they not even try to flip the vote? She's like, no. They didn't even try.
Yeah.
And they're still saying to him now, like, we gave it another push Thursday or Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't make it happen. So at least now he knows that they are lying to his face.
So that's the advantage, right, of these like evictees being able to stay in the house because they can find out what actually happened from people. And like, that's what I love about this twist so far.
Right.
Like that conversation between Ovi and Nicole made this twist worth it to me just to like see the truth come out after this eviction because I don't know why Nicole didn't tell him earlier, but maybe she couldn't for whatever reason.
Worried about her own game.
Yeah, now she got to, and that adds a layer of interest, I think, to the
Let's just talk about the twist right now because I think you and I are maybe the only two people who are into this twist.
But a lot of people don't like it.
A lot of people are hating on it, and I do get the argument that twists sort of get in the way of just
classic, pure.
Let it play out.
Yeah.
Like, let's play the game.
Yeah.
But I'm open to messing with these people. We literally locked them in a house to mess with them.
Yes.
And I don't know, play with what is thrown at you.
I agree. Like, it's all about adapting to whatever is thrown at you this game. And the catchphrase of Big Brother is expect the unexpected. So if you just let them play the game out the whole time, then there's nothing really to make anything interesting. And maybe we end up with a Jack all season long, folks. So I think it's good that they like throw some curveballs here and there and see who deals with that the best. That's what I think marks a really great Big Brother player, is to be able to navigate these curveballs that they throw at you.
I mean, we may not love everything that comes out of it.
Yeah.
You know, the argument is, well, maybe we have Jack even longer because of this twist. Maybe it makes the 8 even stronger.
Sure.
Great. Yeah, like maybe that is a downside to this, but still, I want to see it play out. They are so uncomfortable having these evictees back in the house.
Which I love.
And they're like, what do we do? What do we do? And so I'm down for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Watch people squirm.
Yes.
But moving on to the rest of this episode, now we go on to the Whacktivity competition.
Yes, Wackadoodle Comp is here. And basically, it's just like, how comfortable are you grabbing sticks?
It's not hard. Everybody gets it on the first try except for Jackson.
I was like, the first time we saw it, I was like, wait, is that it?
That's it.
You just grab the 3 snakes?
It's that easy.
Now I get, like, obviously some people are going to be like,
yeah.
And that's going to slow them down.
But nobody really was like that. Like, Tommy was like that, but Tommy's an actor. Tommy's putting on a show for the cameras, okay?
For sure.
So it just didn't, I mean, most of the times, I think Tommy was the only person who had over 2 minutes. Like, it was over lickety-split.
Well, and Jackson is the only one who missed one, too.
Yeah, right.
Like, it wasn't that hard.
It was not hard. But this is the chaos competition, right? We don't know what that means yet, but guess who wins?
Shockingly, Jack.
Right.
I mean, everyone looked kind of fast to me, but on the feeds, no one admitted that they had won it. And Jack and Jackson are so close that I just counted them out. I was like, well, if they said to each other that they didn't win it, then they didn't win it.
Right, because they're going to be honest with each other.
Yeah. And I believed Holly when she was like, I didn't win it. Tommy and Sam were the only two that I were like, they're not going to spill that.
Yeah, right.
It's one of them.
But turns out, Jack is keeping a little secret from his boy Jackson, Mickey.
Jackson's going to be sad when he finds that out.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Mickey. Jack is, I think, is rightly saying, like, I got to kind of keep something to myself for my own game. I don't think it's a terrible move. Part of me is hoping it's going to bite him in the butt.
Of course.
When, you know, the rest of his alliance finds out.
Yeah.
But he goes into the DR and he finds out that this chaos power is truly not a great power.
It's not very chaotic, to be quite honest with you, which is the upside. Because for a minute I was like, oh,
this man does not need more power.
How long are we gonna have Jack in this house? Oh no.
Yeah.
But luckily it doesn't really save him.
No.
He can do another veto draw for veto players. So when they draw for veto players, you know, you put your hand in the little thing and you pull out names. If at the end of that he ain't down with those players, he can say,
redraw, chaos.
Yeah, let's do it again. So yeah, okay. I can see how if you want to backdoor someone and their name was drawn, you'd be like, let's do that again.
Right.
But it's still random the second time.
I know. Did it say, it was a little unclear of like, are those people now out of the running, or is it just a pure redraw and anybody is fair game?
It said the names go back in the bag.
There you go. So you could get the same names again.
Exactly. Or it could be even worse.
Yeah, right.
Like if it's still random and you don't have any say, I'm like, no, not worth it.
Yeah.
So this one might not even get used.
I know, because it just really doesn't do a whole lot unless it's being used for a very specific reason.
So thank goodness that's the one Jack won.
Yes. So he has got this power, but he's playing it off with Jackson and Holly, not telling anybody. And then from there,
we get to dive into Showmances.
Oh boy.
Now here's my overall of this episode. There's been plenty of game happening over the last week.
Yeah.
I think I just said there's game happening.
Yeah.
They didn't really show much game in this episode.
It was kind of frustrating.
It was a showmance episode, for sure.
I was like, where is the game talk? Because they spent such a long time on the Jackson, Kat, Holly, like, love triangle mess. Jackson is being a jerk and, like, trying to break up with Kat, and he's not making any sense. And it was just like, why am I watching so much of this?
Yeah. It has nothing to do with noms.
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting. Is that legitimately Jackson did hook up with Kat. And then didn't want to be with Kat anymore and wanted to move on to Holly. I find all of that very funny.
Yeah.
And I also love Kat now that she's not with Jackson.
She is a liberated woman. And she is all of a sudden super fun on the feeds.
Yeah, she's no longer like whiny crazy. Of course, she's also not on the block, so that probably helps.
Yeah.
But like she was so clingy to Jackson.
Yeah.
And so when he finally was like, listen, girl, even though he made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
That breakup did not make sense.
Oh, no.
But she was like, okay, got it. Like, please. And I loved her DR, like, do not call me after this. And I'm like, yes, girl, because she has moved on.
Right.
She's laughing and having fun with other people, and she's not, like, consumed with him.
Right.
So, honestly, it's the best thing.
It's for the best.
Did we need half an hour of it? No.
No, we did not. But it was, like, it was sort of painful for me watching that conversation between her and Jackson where she's like, but that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're hanging out with Holly more than I am. But then Sarah rightly brought up, like, she's trying to get him to say the real reason. Like, she's not stupid. She knows that he likes Holly because he's hanging out with Holly more than her. She's just trying to get him to say, I like Holly more than you, and so I'm moving on.
And he was using the excuse that this was game, which she was pointing out. Then why would you be so close with another female? Like, you're just trading me for another one? That doesn't change your game. And honestly, breaking up with Kat could hurt his game. You don't want, like, a jilted lover in the house. Like, that could be bad for your game. Just like pretending everything is status quo would be better for your game. He was making a purely personal decision that he wanted to move over to Holly.
And he tried to make it about game, and he failed miserably. But listen, I didn't like how long they talked about it on the episode, so let's stop talking about it here.
Okay, moving on.
So then we get to the Black Widows thing. Now, the Black Widows formed a while ago, okay?
Oh, boy. Yeah, we talked about it like last week, right?
But they saved it for this episode to make it seem like Bella immediately flips and exposes the Black Bellas to Jack. But we see...
The Black Widows. You said Black Bellas, but it is kind of the Black Bellas.
Yes. They made it seem in the episode like Bella immediately flips on the Black Widows and exposes them to Jack. But the truth is that it's been a while.
Yeah, it took a while, and it took a whole new HOH reign to get there. But the reality is, Bella Dunn blew it up. Like, I knew her mouth was going to ruin the Black Widows. I had hope for the Black Widows. I loved them. I knew Bella was going to bring it down. But I just did not realize how big she was going to blow
And she truly did blow it up this week. I think that's why they sort of stitched this together in the edit. Because, like, she truly did go to Jack this week and say, she just sort of laid everything out. And that is a theme with Jack. People just seem to be, like, bowing down to him because I think a lot of people are scared of him in the house. And especially Bella. Like, we know that she's, like, kind of scared of Jack. And so she just brings him information so that he likes her, trusts her, wants to keep her around, whatever. So she tells him the whole thing and kind of says, like, it was Jess's idea, like, we were there, and...
The show has it out of order. So first we see Bella, then we see Jess talk to him, right? And we don't even see Kimmy. This is what really happened. So the day of noms, obviously, we have a new HOH. The people go and they talk to the HOH. Kimmy is not an idiot. She knows that she's Jack's #1 target. So she goes to talk to Jack. We don't see any of that on this episode.
None.
And she's did such a great job. I loved watching this because she was like, hey, you know, we haven't gotten off on the great foot. Like, we don't really talk. And he was like, I heard my name was in your mouth. Like, you would have put me up if you won. She didn't say yes, but she said, I had heard my name was in your mouth, that you would put me up. So that's what I said. Which is true. Like, if I hear you're coming after me, well, then it's no surprise that I'm like, well, then I'll target you.
So she's kind of like, listen, if you're not really going after me, then I'm not going after you.
No need to go after you.
And he's
you
like...
You don't put me up, I don't put you up.
We're good.
And
he's like, okay, well, like, you know, listen, I've still kind of heard this, so, like, if you can tell me who's a bigger...
throw me some names.
You know, danger for me in the house. Like, who's a bigger target, who's really going after me, maybe I can consider not putting you up on the block. And she's like... That's not how I play Big Brother.
She's like, I got no names for you, buddy. She's like, just, if you don't put me up, I won't put you up.
She's like, I can promise not to put you up if you won't put me up.
Then the next conversation Jack has is with Jess. And he says to Jess, I've heard you're trying to start an all-girls alliance. What?
What?
That is, we do see that in the show. Never.
Never. What?
Oh my gosh.
She doth protest too much.
A little too much. And she's like, for people to think I would orchestrate and mastermind, and later people are like, no one's saying you're masterminding anything.
Right.
But that you were trying to. So, but what they don't show the whole thing of him being like, cool, but I just like, people are saying this, so I have to show to the house that I've heard them, and I'm just putting you up as a pawn.
Yeah, that's
You
all.
are not the target. You're just a pawn.
Yeah.
So the fact that she proceeds to like still go crazy this whole weekend when she's the pawn is a little like, okay, just dial it back just a smidge.
It's after these conversations with Kemi and Jess that Bella finally talks to Jack.
Yes.
And just, it's sort of like the nail in the coffin, kind of, for Jess especially, to go up on the block.
The two Jacks have heard about this all-girls alliance, because remember last week when we brought it up and we said like, Kat's not about it.
Yeah, Kat already told him.
Kat went to the two dudes and said, Jess is trying to start an all-girls alliance. That was the big conversation in the boat room with a lot of the girls. It was like everyone but two girls.
Yeah.
Bella didn't need to tell Jack anything about the Black Widows.
Right.
That's not what Jack had heard about.
Yeah.
She just like loses her mind.
Yeah.
And just starts spilling exactly the four girls that are in Black Widows.
Yes.
She's trying to say that she and Nicole were not like really into it. It was all Jess, and they were just in the room and they were like, oh, okay, whatever, trying to protect her and luckily also Nicole. But like, that wasn't necessary information. Bella could have just said, yep, Jess was trying that.
Yeah.
Period. Done. You're done.
But she chose to blow up the entire alliance, which is so strange.
Just 4 girls.
Yeah.
That's not even what we were. Okay.
I know.
I can't yell about it anymore.
I can't. I'm off the Bella train. Like, I don't care. She's blowing up too many games right now, and I'm not about it.
I'm still on the Bella train, but I'm mad about it.
God. Well, then at the end of the episode, yes, Jack nominates Kemi and Jess.
Surprise.
And at the end of this episode, with all that showman's BS, I'm left wondering, where's Nick? Where's Cliff? Where's Sis? We have not seen these people whatsoever in this episode. It was just kind of a strange Sunday episode.
It was. So let's go into spoilers, because they are in the spoilers.
Right.
Spoilers.
We really are getting good at that.
We're so insane. I love it.
So, where should we start with the spoilers?
Okay, well, first off, just because this ties in with the twist of Camp Comeback, we should say that Jack, right after he won an HOH, was like, I'm gonna make a big move. Here I go. I'm a big guy. I'm gonna backdoor Nick. And Jackson was like, no, can't come back. Can't do it.
You can't do that yet because Nick has a chance to come back in the game. So it seems like, Jackson is advising, like, let's keep the target straightforward for now because we know there's a chance that someone's going to come back. We don't need to make a big move yet.
And that's legit. If you know that the person's not leaving the house, you have to live with them, it does make sense that you wouldn't backdoor someone.
And also, like, if you evict Nick and he stays in the house and he's still playing the social game, he could blow up a lot of things for you. So Jackson is like very wise to say like, let's hold off on that, Betty.
And Nick does throw Kimmy under the bus.
He
like
does.
We've seen Nick playing both sides. He would love to have Kimmy take out the Jacks, but he also takes all the information back to the Jacks. So as soon as Jack is in power, Nick's like, I'm loyal, dude. Kimmy.
Right.
So
she was throwing out your name.
His game and Bella's game is getting messy.
Yeah,
for sure.
But Nick is starting to like kind of lay low a little bit because I think he's kind of sensing that people are on to him, and so he's like, I gotta like pump the brakes a little bit and just like keep quiet and like go with the house, and that's smart. Like I'm glad to see him kind of make that adjustment and like be self-aware enough to know, but he's definitely getting messy. Yeah, right. He's messy.
Obviously things can change because they have to wait a couple weeks, so who knows? Someone can go from the bottom to the top easily. But yeah, he has dialed it back the last couple days because he's like, okay, I need to focus on Jack and be loyal so that I'm protected by the 8, the grateful.
And that's the thing, like again, I just need to be loyal to Jack. Like everybody's loyal to Jack. It's so annoying.
Yeah. It's for sure. It's happening. People are talking about this camp comeback on like, what does that mean? Is there a comp?
Right.
Is it a vote?
Yes.
Julie really emphasized the social game. She said like something about like listen up or keep your ear or something, listen closely, earn their way back.
Yeah. So some people are thinking like, are the house guests gonna vote on who's gonna come back?
The house guests think they're gonna vote.
Gross.
So they just feel so full of power. Like, these people need to be cool with us because we're gonna vote one of them back in. And that makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
If CBS really plans that, I'm gonna just be like,
disgusting.
What?
Yes.
It doesn't sound good to me. It doesn't sound like good television.
No.
If it's a vote, the 4 campers need to be the vote.
Yeah. But even then, it's just like 4 votes. Like, that's not enough to make a thing out of it. So I just really hope it's not a voting scenario.
I think that it's very possible that it's a comp that has to do with social game. We've seen that sort of at the end to, like, get your finals.
Sure.
Like, how well do you know the other houses?
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like that might be what they're alluding to. And honestly, if it's a vote, I won't be mad.
Yeah, I know, right? I do not want it to be a vote. It better be some kind of competition because, like...
Right. It doesn't have to be physical.
Yeah.
But not a vote.
Come on.
They did play Veto.
Yeah.
And guess who won?
Sam.
Sam just loves to win vetoes, even though he doesn't need to.
I know. He doesn't need to, and he kind of went into this one saying he didn't want to win, but was still going to try, and I guess he tried a little too hard because he still won the veto. But this time, he just leaves the noms the same, so we know that our final noms for the week are Kemi and Jess, and most likely Kemi is going out the door.
Yeah, Kemi's been the target since the beginning, and I think we kind of mentioned how Jess is not handling it very well.
Yeah.
Even to the point that Kemi was like, she was told she's the pawn and this is how she's behaving.
Yeah, right.
Like, Kemi is being so cool. Just chatting with everyone.
Not like we were led to believe that she was gonna like pop off on everybody.
Yeah, in her
snap
interview,
at people.
she was like, I'm gonna have a hard time biting my tongue.
Right.
But she is doing
so
great.
chill. She's so chill.
She's getting information from people. She unfortunately is slowly learning not to trust Bella.
Yeah.
It's taking a minute. But Jess is all like, Bella's lying and Bella this, Bella that.
Yeah.
So even though there have been talks about like, Kemi's being cooler than Jess, maybe we just get rid of Jess, they always circle back to Jess is not going to win anything.
Yeah.
Kemi might. But if Jess does, she's probably going to go after Bella and Nick.
Yeah.
So the majority of Grateful also wants to go against Bella and Nick.
Yeah, so they're fine with
that.
Yeah.
Whereas if Kemi does win something, she's going to go after the Jacks, which I don't know if that's true because Kemi keeps saying she's true to her word.
Right.
But for the most part, yes, she'd go after the Jacks. So even though they have these conversations that give me a little hope that maybe Kemi's safe.
They keep circling back basically to like Kemi's the better player and she's the bigger threat, so we need to focus on Kemi. And I think they're right. As much as I like Kemi and I want her to stay, like I do think it's a better move to get Kemi out right now.
She apparently almost won the veto. Like she was right there with Sam.
Yeah, she was like second place, I think. Yeah.
And she is showing how she can keep her cool.
Yeah.
That if you're good competitively and you're cool socially, then she is a threat. Yeah. So I get it. I hate it, but I get it.
I know.
So I don't think there's any hope. We're probably gonna lose Kemi, but she's just going upstairs.
Yeah, so she might be back. Fingers crossed. I really like her.
Another thing that they didn't, of course, they didn't show anything on this episode, but Cliff, Ovi, and Nicole sort of banded together. Cliff is playing a great job because he's like relaying information to the Jacks just enough that they're like, cool, he's useful.
Yeah.
But he's also talking to Nicole and Ovi and being like, look, we are in danger. We are on the bottom. Like, we have to stick together and be smart.
Yeah.
So I love that. You know, Ovi's not really in the game, and who knows if he's coming back, but like, that's good.
Yep.
They need to be talking. They need to work together.
Come on, just get it together, please, because like there's just too much of Jack in power right now. I'm over it.
We gotta bust up that Grateful. Real quick. Real quick. Tommy's in probably the best place in the whole house.
Yeah, everyone
loves him. He's not running his mouth. He doesn't have any heat on him.
Yep.
Christy's in a good place, but she still runs her mouth.
Yeah, that's gonna catch up to her for sure.
So it's gonna catch up at some point. I'm just surprised that like Bella's mouth caught up to her first. That is just a disaster.
Yeah.
She's entertaining, but like I hate that she's like bringing down Kemi and potentially Nicole or you know those other people. That has been this week, this weekend. The eviction is this Thursday.
Yep.
So we'll see if any flip-flopping or anything happens this week.
Yes, and we will be back after that Thursday episode to do our recap.
That's right. Let us know how you feel about this HOA train and the nominees and camp comeback.
Yes, let us know what you think and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.